was your experience in Austin, right? You were in Austin, Big Tex down there. You're there for a wedding. When's the last time you were in Texas?
This would have been 2021.
Okay.
Nah, maybe. No, 2019.
Okay, so pre-pan.
Before the pandemic.
Okay. Or plandemic, as some of us are calling it.
So, man, you're going to love this. So, I was going to a bachelor party in Colombia.
Okay, I remember that. Yeah.
Last minute. So, one, I had to fly Spirit.
Oh, no.
Two, I had...
Colombia?
Yes. Not one, but two layovers. I had to go Los Angeles to Austin.
Yeah.
Austin to Miami. Miami to Florida, to Colombia.
Wow.
So this is 2019. Obviously, I'm a lot broker than I am now at the time. And a lot more. It was just last minute. And I had a 4 or 5 hour layover in Austin. And even in 2019, it was like, oh my God, the food in Austin. Austin. So I got some recommendations. I went out. I got some Mexican. Then I went to a sports bar. Then I went back to the airport or whatever. So that's the only time. I might have had another layover in Dallas once.
But you never been to Ben.
Yeah, that was the first time I had actually touched down, foot on the soil of the great state of Texas.
Foot on the soil, 10-gallon hat on the dome, like just yeah. You dressed the part. You played the part.
No, that time I was probably wearing some sweats or some Adidas soccer pants or whatever.
Yeah.
This time though, I got there on Thursday and would be there till Sunday. And so, yeah, man, I was ready. I was ready for Austin, Texas. And
you dance? You line dancing?
No line dancing. So shouts to David and Ani Grisham. Congratulations to them on their wedding. I actually met David Grisham, because he used to work with Michael Brooks. Rest in peace, Michael Brooks. That's how I met Dave, and that's how we got locked in. But they did a good job of having activities for every single day, right? So they were like, if you got here on Thursday, we have, we're going to this Honky Tonk where there will be dance lessons provided.
Now, Waz, when you hear the phrase honky tonk,
I'm sorry, Waz saying honky tonk does sound like a slur for some reason. Like that's just.
I'm imagining something completely different than what it is.
No. It was a legitimate honky tonk. Like they're playing.
Doesn't sound any better.
They're playing music that you two-step to, and so the class started at 7. And for an hour, we learned the fundamentals because the Texas two-step is not a dance. It's a series of dances. And we learned some of the fundamentals of the Texas two-step for an hour.
Who says white people don't have culture? You know?
Come on now. Yeah. Come on now. They do in Texas. And so and our instructor was a white dude who I will say could dance his fucking ass off. And you know the confidence of a white dude who knows how to dance. You on a level.
Look, no offense to any other race, but there are white men who can dance. There's no other race. There's no other situation that is as confident as that.
Too much power.
It's insane.
My experience out there is the 60-year-old geezers with the belt buckles who go to the honky tonks, and they are having the time of their lives, and they have a different partner every song, and they're wheeling it around the dance floor. And these guys, they look the part, they're acting the part, and that is a level of confidence that I will never have.
So the one we went to, I guess it's because it's the Tuesday and it's the class. It was like very diverse in terms of age, in terms of men and women, in terms of there were some black people, some white people, some Asian people, some obviously white people. It was a really cool experience. And I think the genius of the class was that he made you change partners. Like, I was there with my lady, but like everybody, like I danced with like at least 7 different people that day. And you get to, you make small talk, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. And that picture that you saw of me and Grisham, just full disclosure, that was not my hat. That was my lady's hat. But because Grisham was in full Texas man regalia, I decided to join him. And my lady, she ain't doing nothing but culturally appropriating. You know the Beyonce the Beyonce country shit. These black women, all these bougie black women cosplaying cowboys now. It's ridiculous. Come on now. Okay. Yeah, they ain't give a fuck about Dolly Parton before. All of a sudden, it's country this and country that.
Yeah, there was even like in the 90s, it was like fuck Dolly Parton. Whitney did it better. That kind of vibe going.
No, now they're reversing course.
They're trying to take it. They're trying to take the country,
take it back to Dolly. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
but yeah, Austin was dope. Incredible food. Shouts to Le BBQ, the one barbecue spot I did go to. Thankfully, only a 20-minute wait, but the grub was magnificent.
Where would you put Texas barbecue, Austin barbecue compared to other barbecues you've had?
The only other barbecue I've had was in Charleston. I forget the name of the spot, but it was damn good. Yeah, and I would say they were freaking comparable. Just excellent. Okay. Absolutely excellent. No notes.
Yeah, Franklin Barbecue is the number one trendy spot.
And I think these guys are off the Franklin coaching tree.
Yeah, well, it's like if you got tired of the Franklin line, you bounce to the barbecue.
Yeah.
And I waited, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours for my food when I was out there. Because I had the unfortunate privilege of already knowing how good Franklin's was. Because there was one time when I went there and there was no line somehow. And so I was like, well, I have to stick it out. And then, 5 hours of building hunger and drinking MGDs in line and making friends with everybody will make it taste a lot better. So
that's how they get you. Yeah, no. We got there. The line was reasonable. And the cool thing is when you get up there, they're slicing and portioning your shit as you order. And so there's no additional wait time after you pay for your shit. So that was nice.
How likely are you to go back there on just a non-wedding trip, a non-work trip?
I mean, I could see myself putting together a guy's trip or a leg of a guy's trip.
Okay.
You feel me? If we were like, yo, we're going to do a guy's week. And we're not going to go abroad. I could see myself being like, yo, let's do 2 days in Austin. I could see myself
doing that. Oh my God.
Yeah. Guys week.
Guys week.
Look, we had Waz week for a long time. He's said he's graduated from that.
Waz week is retired.
A weekend? Come on. That's for pedestrians.
It just feels like, especially for me and my group of friends, to dedicate one trip solely to Austin would just feel like, you're being inefficient in terms of the things that you would like to get done in that weekend.
I don't remember. I don't know if we can actually say this, but I'll say it anyway. Remember when we were going to do South by Southwest and then it was like, only 2 you guys get in? And we go like, well, we need the whole crew to do the show. That's not going to... You remember that? That was a long time ago.
Vaguely, I remember.
I don't think it was a Sussman thing.
It wasn't a Sussman special?
No,
it was Sussman adjacent. I think
there was something legitimate about this South by.
Yeah, no, like we had a contact at South by Southwest.
It wasn't South by Southwest.
No, there was something legitimate about the actual talks. Not that South by Southwest wasn't legitimate. It's just like in terms of us actually going there and being on some podcast panel thing. But yeah, Austin was dope, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm trying to think of a scenario where I would go on my own, but yeah, it'd have to be for maybe somebody's bachelor where they were like, oh, we'll do a couple of days in Austin and we'll bounce to such and such or something like that. But yeah, it was fun. We went to the University of Texas, the museum there. Because as you know, when you're with a woman, like just chilling during the day is just not allowed.
No,
it's gotta
have plans, gotta have activities.
You need to be on the fucking move. Mind you, This was the Friday we went to that museum. There was a Friday activity, wedding related. So to me, I'm just like, all right, I'm doing a thing on that. I'm doing the wedding. We went off to some barn, like 17 miles outside of the city, outside of downtown. On the Friday, there was goats and shit there. It was like actually really beautiful. And they had a dope beer garden and, some good like wood fire pizza, shit like that. But yeah, we had to go to the museum.
Welcome to the OG Pod Zosny edition here on Count the Dings. I'm Zach Harper. That's Big Tex, aka Big Waz. That's Anthony Mays.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Oh, no! Man. He loves that cowboy emoji, man. The cowboy emoji is back.
Big Howdy himself.
Big Howdy.
The most dominant team in the NBA, the most dominant team of the last 10, 15, 20 years. They lost. They lost to the Cavs. They lost to Dean Wade. It could only be Dean Wade. Dean Wade lit him up for D-Wade lit him up for 20. Cavs legend D-Wade. Yeah. Lit him up for 20 in the fourth, 5 threes. The game-winning putback. We had a little controversy with the call, but I liked that they reversed the call because it was a bad call in the first place. This Celtics team is obviously so good, and they are the favorites in the East, and deservedly so. Best offense in NBA history, blah, blah, blah. All the superlatives you need. Jayson Tatum in the clutch. This is per Tom the Finder. A young man named Tom Haberstroh found this. He's bad when it comes to the clutch this year. He's of the top 5 MVP candidates. Shea is the best in the clutch. Jokic is up there. Giannis is up there. Luka's obviously up there. And then way down there, way down at 38% effective field goal percentage is Jayson Tatum. Now, Waz, I know what you're thinking. Oh, it's just this year, Oh, the Tater brings it when it's clutch time. The Tater brings it. Not really. This is very emblematic of what he has done the last 3 years. He's just not a great clutch player. The Mamba mentality, the training with Kobe has been blamed for this a lot. He does like this hero ball stuff, but I always kind of look at this stuff as it's a little random, especially when the team data is very random. Like you'll get a team that's like plus 18 per 100 possessions in the clutch, and they're 9-9 in clutch games, right? Like it's just like this weird thing. But do you when it's a crunch time situation, do you believe in Jayson Tatum as the guy?
I don't think Jayson Tatum in the crunch time. I don't think the Boston Celtics are served by having him go one-on-one doing a Kobe impression in the clutch. I just don't think that's the best uses of his talent. There's enough talent around it that they should be able to be generating better things for themselves than this guy dribble. They say he took 19 dribbles on that last possession into a fadeaway
against Darius Garland.
It's just that's not good offense. And I think the reason why Tatum has such a low percentage, it's not that he's so much worse of a clutch player. He's taking way worse shots, man. Yeah. Like, it's just you see it last night. Like, he's taking difficult shots. And sometimes there's, the 50 points he dropped against Philly last year where it's working and the jumper's working and it looks great. But a lot of times it's the rest of that series, man. A lot of times it's the 22 finals. A lot of times it's just
Waz. He hurt his ankle. He hurt his ankle in the finals. Okay, we got to excuse him. He's fine.
He was terrible in the finals, guys. Ankle or not, he was terrible. It's just he's not the kind of player. And I would say, and even Giannis to an extent, I don't think he's this either, where just giving him the ball, positive outcomes are going to come out of it. The way I would say Shea is carrying it this year.
Yeah, Shea's ridiculous.
Luka and obviously Jokic, even when they're not taking the shot, they're diagnosing the defense in such a way. They're like, okay, here's the remedy for what ails my offense right now in this situation. Those guys are like whether they're taking the shot or not, if they're dictating the terms of that possession, I know I'm getting something wonderful out of it. You know, Jokic is like, it's a cliche at this point, but it's like as soon as you send that freaking double, he's letting that thing fly. Yeah. You know, whether it's to an incredible shooter or it's a lob to Aaron Gordon, Luka, obviously, you know, like his freaking one-handed skip passes are crazy.
Yeah. He takes some bad shots too. He's just he's better at making them. This year,
yes, that's fair. But he's also, again, when the help does come,
he'll
he's
move it
way better at moving it. It just is what it is. It's like you start feeling bad for constantly pointing out this guy's not in the 5 best players in the NBA, but that's his. Those are the peers.
Shouldn't he be though? Peers. Like the best team in the league by far in terms of numbers, record, all this stuff, right? His numbers are good. Like he's not a part of this. I feel like he's not a part of this like stat inflation, heliocentric stat inflation, like
and shouts to him right? For that.
And I don't think it's like I think Luka falls into that. Obviously, I think Giannis falls into that a little bit. I wouldn't put that on Shea. I feel like they've got a good balance of stuff.
Shea gets off of it so quickly. A lot of times
because they also they use Jalen Williams a lot in clutch situations. And he's so good at it. And then Jokic just it's a different conversation for Jokic than for everybody else. But Tatum, like in terms of talent, size, throwing the defense, things he can do, like he should be right there.
Mamba mentality, like he should be right there. He's got it all, y'all.
What a dismissive couple of words right
there. I don't know. It's one of those things because me as somebody who's been traditionally a Tatum skeptic. To be honest with you, he's a lot better right now than I ever anticipated he would be. The guy he's become on defense is legitimate. I will never forget the straitjacket he put on KD in that Brooklyn series in 2022. He locked that motherfucker up. You know, like he's improved his playmaking. Obviously, the scoring is like. He is so good, you know. It's just the way that Jokic, as one example, makes Jamal Murray better. Obviously, Murray being allowed to work off of the advantages that Jokic creates makes Murray a better player. He's lifting him up. Aaron Gordon. Lifted up. When the jump shots that he does take are practice, wide open jump shots.
Yeah.
When he's not finding them as a cutter or the lob threat. You know, Luka definitely making guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. and some of these other guys.
Josh Green, Jaden Hardy.
These guys, they'd be hard pressed to be getting big minutes somewhere else, right? And I think there's going to come a point with the Bucks where Dame and Giannis are actually making each other better because their games actually complement each other. Giannis has this crazy roll threat, Dame with his gravity, forcing defenses to spread out and allowing Giannis to roll downhill, be his best self against a compromised defense. Like, the problem for the Celtics to me is that their players don't do that for one another, except for in one way. And that's the 5-out nature of it creates these great lanes that nobody is expert at using.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know,
so you don't think he should be up there?
They're the runaway favorite for the championship.
I mean, you know where I am in the East. So you don't think
I brought this up to you guys because Thursday night, Nuggets Celtics finals preview, right? Of course, they both lost Tuesday night.
Yeah,
but
is it a finals
preview?
Just
how it goes. Is it a finals preview? I'm sure we can talk about Miami if you want, Zach. They still have to beat that monstrosity, that demon, but
have to be what?
No, the Boston Celtics would have to beat them.
The Celtics will have to overcome the Heat.
The Heat are the Eastern Conference Championships. Yeah. We don't mention it, but like,
look, no one wants to accept them outside of South Florida. Like nobody.
And
does.
Mike Scher.
And
Mike Scher still has nightmares on the regular about Jimmy Butler.
He's doing as a reverse jinx. That doesn't that's dishonest. Like he's lying. He's not.
The reverse jinx that jinxed himself last year.
Yeah, he doesn't actually believe that.
But isn't this an all-in season for the Celtics with the Holiday and Porzingis acquisitions and Al Horford's age?
Look, I started saying this, and you can take it for whatever you want. There's absolutely zero reason outside of injuries that the Celtics should not make the finals.
Yeah.
Right.
Zero reason. There's no excuse anymore. Unless Tatum gets hurt or Jaylen Brown gets hurt or whatever, like Porzingis gets hurt, then you can start like kind of playing the Doc Rivers game of like, when we're healthy.
The Bucks handed them a head start on a silver platter by I was talking to somebody about the Bucks yesterday, and I was like, hold on, no. KOC, I just did a segment of my YouTube show with, said that Adrian Griffin is the worst hire since Jim Boylan.
I don't know if that's fair.
Fantastic.
Right?
Those are two great names.
I was like, damn, like he narrowed down every single NBA hire. I was like, we haven't had one this obviously horrible since Jim Boylan. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I was just talking about the nature of the business of the NBA, where Adrian Griffin was probably the worst coach in the NBA this year, and he was handed the keys to probably a top 2 talented roster, top 4, whatever. Like, just an insanely good team, talented
top heavy.
team.
They're top heavy.
Okay, but they're top heavy talent.
Sure.
Okay,
they were second when he got fired.
That's what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah. Like, and I was like, man, the worst coach in the NBA was handed that. That's a crazy business that you could fall into that situation. And the person I was talking to said he's not the worst coach in the NBA this year. Mm-mm. He's the worst coach in the history of the NBA.
Hold on a second.
So KOC said, since Jim Boylan, this guy said in the history of the NBA.
All right, hold on. As someone who's watched a lot of Randy Whitman coaching, I can tell you that's not true. All right.
Is he better than Kirk Rambis?
No. Yes. No, Kirk Rambis was.
He was running the triangle
with Johnny Flynn. I mean, you see what Chauncey Billups is doing in Portland?
Start the offense from the mid post, Johnny Flynn.
You know who's been a worse coach this year? Monty Williams. No one wants to talk about it because we all love Monty Williams. Yo, he's a bad fucking coach.
So New York Media's fault.
Atrocious. They're making him play all bench lineups?
Yep.
Yeah.
They had to cut Killian Hayes because he wouldn't stop playing them. And you wouldn't tell me Adrian Griffin's worse? They had to trade Isaiah Livers away and cut Killian Hayes because he wouldn't stop playing those guys.
Yeah.
Well, if you bring money into the equation, it's absolutely Monty.
Oh my God. What a grift.
We got sidetracked, but yes, the Bucks management handed Boston that. So the Bucks basically
they also handed them Drew Holiday.
Half a season. Playoff Drew Holiday, guys.
No.
Can we talk about it?
Don't do that to champion Drew Holiday.
Okay.
He's a champ.
He had some nice defensive possessions in the playoffs that year.
He can't be their fifth best player?
He doesn't even have to be that, right? He can be sixth, seventh.
Let me tell you something.
That's Sam Hauser.
All of those, when somebody described it as, Marcus Smart used to end up with grenades at the end of possessions.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Holiday's going to end up with some grenades at the end of possessions, guys.
Sure.
And it's going to be nasty.
Can he beat the Heat with grenades?
It's going to be nasty. Drew Holiday in the playoffs, it's not even just that he'll brick shots off the side of the backboard. He makes bad decisions actively.
But I say he makes up for it defensively in a way Marcus Smart couldn't do.
Marcus Smart, bruh.
If he didn't get you on the flop.
Fraudulent defensive player of the year situation. They need to do a 30 for 30 on that.
Let's move on to Alperen Şengün versus Victor Wembanyama. I watched that entire game last night because I am sick watching Wemby. I cannot get enough. I am addicted to watching Wemby and that horrible Spurs team.
You gave him a day of the week?
Of course. I've been giving him a day of the week since last season.
Yeah.
It's been Wemsday every Wednesday. He was awful last night. And he was awful physically from the start. Like, he was slow. He wasn't like, he had that one highlight in the first minute of the game where he blocked a shot and then went down and hit a three. After that, he was he was slow. He wasn't getting back. He wasn't moving. He wasn't rotating. He was real weak physically. I think he was tired. And Şengün absolutely destroyed him and took advantage of that because he went for 45 points on 19 of 32 from the field, 16 boards, 5 steals. There were times where Wemby was just handing him the ball. Like, Wemby was just giving him the ball. He had 6 turnovers in that game. He was just giving him the ball. This is what Şengün said of Wemby. He's so tall, but he's not that strong yet. I was going at his chest and putting him under the rim. Which is true. He was doing that. I think Wemby still blocked him 4 or 5 times, but he did get it back and just went through his chest.
He's a full foot taller than this guy. Come on. He should be blocking this dude. I'm just tickled by Şengün.
This is where we are. Oh, well, he's tall, so he's got to block shots. You know,
of a guy who shoots 32 times against him? If he's a foot taller, you should block a few of those shots. No.
Ball's fucking tall. You didn't block any shots.
I'm just saying, when somebody takes 32 shots, it's just stand the reason that you would block a few of them. Mm-hmm. No, is that crazy?
Oh, it's true.
That's all I'm saying.
Now, I don't remember that when Wemby went for 21, 12, 3 and 3 in a win against the Rockets earlier in the season. I don't know. I don't remember him being too weak that game.
Did Şengün play?
Yeah.
Şengün admitted that he got the better of him in that previous matchup, but I love this mentality. I also think that some people are maybe taking this a bit too far. Like, say, for instance, Trey Kirby here saying new Hakeem versus David Robinson just dropped.
That's pretty good, though. I don't know. I like that.
That's fantastic.
It's a good tweet.
It's a great tweet. That's a great tweet. No, Şengün's a monster, man. He's so good. Yeah. I wouldn't give it up to him
because I wanted to hate him because the hipsters was doing too much with him.
Oh, Şengün?
Rookie year, yeah. But it took me going to one Rockets game. I don't even think it was last year. It might have been the year before that, where literally nobody else knew anything about playing NBA basketball except for him. It was like watching 6th graders, preschoolers play, and Şengün's literally like, no, you go there, you go there. Okay, now you go this way. And I'm like, wow, okay, this guy deserves some love and some credit because he is playing basketball with the most boneheaded group of players I've ever seen in my life.
I would advise against him going the Dylan Brooks route.
The basket,
of he's just tall, I would advise going against that. But no, it's funny. I was having this in a group chat last night of how long until he's all NBA. And I was like, I actually think it's going to be a long time because there's only 3 center spots for it, right? You've got Jokic is going to take one of those every single time. There are still years where Gobert Embiid when he's healthy, Bam, Sabonis, there's Wemby now, Chet will probably get in the forward.
Oh, you talking about when Şengün gonna get all NBA?
Yes,
he's not gonna get all NBA.
But he's good enough to. But he's good enough to, he will be good enough to. But I don't know. I think he's going to get squeezed out. They're going to have to win 55 games for him to break through.
55 games because Sabonis made a 3rd team, didn't he?
Yes,
last year.
Yeah.
So he can make one.
Yeah, the 3rd team spot is available.
That's the Mendoza line for
but again,
not if Wemby takes it.
Wemby's this is the last year Wemby doesn't make it,
going
right?
For 1st team, so yeah, that's tough.
Oh, Wemby over Jokic. You heard it here first.
Saying, he's going for it. I'm not saying he's going to get it. Play it back, Maze. What did I say? I said he's going for it.
Wemby is the only rookie in NBA history to average 20 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks in a game. Only rookie in NBA history.
Like he's averaging 20 points this season?
Yeah. He's at like 20.7 or something like that.
So can I ask a question about
it's the steroids era of scoring, but still very impressive because his offense was supposed to lag way behind his defense. So
and also he's on a minutes restriction still.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't get 30 minutes in a game. You know, like that's how crazy his numbers are.
In terms of adding strength, though, this is something that he and Chet are both going to have to contend with as their bodies develop because they're massive string beans out there. But are you guys worried about that potentially impacting his health or anything like that?
You don't add bulk, you add strength, and there's a difference. KG did that. KG got obviously a little more filled out as he went from high school to the pros, but he never got big. He just got stronger, and that's all you
They don't need to get big. I say AD hasn't gotten big either, and he used to be a skinny guy who would look like his chest was being caved in. So.
Well, he was who I was going to point to was AD when he put on some weight. It seemed to negatively impact his injury and his ability to stay healthy.
But he might have always been that way, right? Like I think if you look at Giannis, right? Giannis, another guy, super skinny.
Yeah,
I think you're with me on this one. He got huge.
He got terrified
at a certain point. Yeah, he got.
It was ridiculous.
If that happens to Wemby, I think we all need to give up everything else in our lives.
I think the league is fucked anyway, whether he gets strong or not. Like he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's
and he's
he's
killing it.
That dog shit team is 24th in defense. If you took the defensive rating when he's on the floor, they'd be like 7th.
Yeah.
That's how good he is.
They barely have NBA guys on that team.
Yeah,
I know people like
Vassell's
the Keldon
good.
Johnson and Devin Vassell.
Well, Keldon's a gold medal winner, so let's not forget that. He won a gold medal.
He won the gold medal with Jeff Van Gundy and them?
No, with Pop. How do you think he got on the team?
Okay.
He got publied in there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, like I like Trey Jones. I'm less annoyed at Jeremy Sohan than I was for the first 4 months of the season, but I still.
You mean now that he's not doing a John Stockton impersonation?
Yes.
For the most generational talent the league has seen in 25 years?
Then, like, what if we got a power forward who can barely dribble a basketball and shoots free throws one-handed? What if we made him the point guard for a minute? Pop is just not trying this year. But yeah, Şengün, really good. Wemby, really good. This is a fun little story here.
Oh, boy.
Ben Simmons going through more back issues.
Simmons watch has been inactive for a couple weeks.
Simmons watch, we're back, baby. So this is according to his agent, Bronny Lee, great agent, Jimmy Butler's agent, I think PJ Tucker's agent as well. Like Bronny Lee, established, like good agent. He had this comment, courtesy of SNY.TV.
Ian Begley.
Quote, "We continue to try and find non-surgical options to allow Ben to move forward on a permanent basis, and that is where this is my responsibility, and I'm the one to blame." Bronny Lee is taking responsibility for Ben Simmons' back being messed up. Now, I think there's complications here because forever, people have been accusing Ben Simmons of like, maybe your back's not that bad. You just don't want to play basketball and you got, this mental health thing, right? Obviously he has back issues. I think that's been wildly unfair. He's got nerve issues in his back. He doesn't move as well as he used to when he's on the court. Like, Bronny also said, quote, "Come the offseason, we're going to implement some processes and outside input that'll allow him to finally move forward from this ongoing issue and resume his career at the levels he's established prior to being injured." Do you believe that, one, it is Bronny's fault, and two, Ben will be back?
Like a Julia Roberts movie.
Zach, this man is in the NBA.
Yeah.
He has access to literally the best healthcare, physical care in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He's 25 years old.
Yep, young guy.
He could rent a big boy car now.
Mm-hmm.
So he's beyond the age of drinking. He can go to Hertz and get a whip, for real.
Mm-hmm.
This is utter bullshit.
What?
Okay.
No.
Don't do that.
This is pure bullshit. First of all, the man got dropped by Clutch. Do you know what you have to do? How unserious you have to be for an agent to drop you?
Yeah, I remember Nerlens Noel.
Like, he got dropped by his agency because of how unserious he is. So now we're like, his agent is why he's not getting the proper treatment.
It's Paul.
Why he hasn't seen the proper specialists.
Mm-hmm.
Why he can't be on the court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Barney didn't set any of that up, but they're going to do it this summer.
I've been staring at this statement, trying to parse the language of what
incredible
non-surgical options. So I'm imagining that Ben has essentially laid down the law. I'm not going to a surgeon. I'm not getting back surgery. And I get it. The back is
no chance.
The back is a very tough part of the body to operate on and come back to full strength.
If he has back surgery, he's officially done.
Yeah.
He'll never come back.
So he says to Birdie, I want you to find all the most experimental back people in the world.
Can I tell you? So I've been dealing with back issues for a couple of years now, right?
This is your sweet spot.
Bad sciatic issues, nerve issues, whatever. You're going to laugh at what the best treatment has been. It is a chiropractor who doesn't do adjustments. He does like pinpoint massage stuff. And he literally said this to me, and it worked. It worked. He said, you need to go for 5 15-minute walks a day. And it'll clear up.
Call Bernie.
It's literally what worked. Mobility and motion and everything, and gets the blood flowing in the right way and all that stuff. Don't heat it, don't ice, all that stuff. Now, granted, I'm not operating at an NBA level physically, obviously, but it makes me wonder, is he not walking? Is he not active? And I'm not talking about like running and stuff like, I'm talking about just like walking. Just enough walking throughout the day. Like, he's a professional athlete. Like, I'm assuming he's working out. Like, he still looks like he's in great shape physically.
This is one of
y'all know Ben Simmons bought a crib in LA that don't got a hoop in it.
Yeah. That's a repeat offender on Simmons' watch. Is Waz dropping that fact, which I love. Another Bernie Lee quote. In the year I have worked with Ben,
it's his agent's fault that he's not playing.
Ben has taken less than 7 days off. In my almost 20 years of doing this, it isn't something I've seen. So the thought that he is doing everything asked of him but not getting the results is something that in no way, shape, or form sits right with me. And I am committed to finding him the right people and the right answers, and we will.
Bernie, I got a great back guy here in LA. You let us know. I'll put you in touch with them.
Some processes and outside input, man.
What company does this Bernie guy work for?
I think it's his own agency, right?
So he's not CAA. He's not Wasserman.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't remember.
He's not down with Bartlestein. He's not down with any of the big guys.
Let's see where he came from.
He's not Clutch.
I think he is Clutch. He's a Thread Sports Management, and I think he was previously associated with Clutch.
Yeah.
So he went rogue.
Well, I don't know about rogue. I don't know if that's the phrasing I would use.
Why didn't he go rogue? So Ben left and he left. It was a Jerry Maguire moment.
Why is it when someone decides to bet on themselves, we go, oh, we've betting on himself. Look at that. But when someone leaves Clutch, they go rogue. I don't know about that, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
First of all, both of y'all know hashtag in Clutch we trust. That's a one. That's one. Everybody knows that. No, it's just interesting that it would be a Jerry Maguire moment. And Sam, what's his name?
Bernie Lee?
Bernie Lee. Shouts to Sam Lee. He's the Man City writer for The Athletic.
Yeah, shouts to him.
Yeah, I was hoping he would come up. Yeah,
shouts to all the leagues.
Bernie Lee, he's like taking his stapler and his Post-it notes with him as Simmons is walking out of clutch, and he's like, "Who's coming with me?"
You had me at hell no.
He represents Ben Simmons, Justin Holiday, Chris Dunn, Jimmy Butler.
Okay, he got a staple.
And then a bunch of dudes who I assume are overseas or in the G League.
Okay, at least he's got some real clients, though, and he's not just ruining Ben Simmons' career. But,
I mean, you know,
he's not ruining it. He's
Jimmy's been thriving.
But guys, he said it's his fault.
He did.
And I kind of respect it. I respect it.
I respect the fuck out of it.
It's agent shit eating
on
a level that is rarely seen, bro.
No, you know what? I'm putting Waz on trial here. You know what he doesn't like? You know why Waz is upset with this? Because all of a sudden he's not the biggest pander in the world. Okay?
Yeah. Get this guy out of here. This is my block.
Bruh. This is a pander like that I would have never even dreamed
That's
of.
That's why you feel threatened right now. It is next level pandering.
Like the agent is responsible for the medical advice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do think players nowadays, and I've been more aware. I don't know if this is when it goes back to, but I've been more aware of it since Danilo Gallinari called out the Nuggets, right? Years ago, being like, yo, they fucked up my knee rehab, all this stuff, right? That since then I've been more aware of like, oh yeah, guys are going for, you know, other opinions. Like Kawhi's obviously a very famous example of going outside the team. I think it's smart for players to not trust the team doctors fully. I think it's smart for them to go out and like, especially like you look at what's happened in Boston with Isaiah Thomas, all this shit, right? Like I do think it's smart to do that. At the same time, I don't know if
Zach, it's your body. Shouldn't you want to feel better? What are we talking about? How does Ben Simmons not want to get to the bottom of his body, the shit that's made him $100 millionaire twice over? How does he not care enough himself to want to fix this?
He's clearly not hurting for money if he's not trying to get that next contract.
Ski mask way. He got that money the ski mask way. Like,
no,
honestly.
he was good. He was good.
He was so good. Yeah, he was always so good.
He was one of the best defenders in the league.
Has he ever been in the playoffs one time in his life, Zach?
Yes, he famously flamed out in the playoffs against.
Okay, so he's never been good in the playoffs. I'm not talking about Atlanta. I'm talking about has he ever played well in the playoffs?
Here are his playoff numbers. So his first time in the playoffs, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 48% from the field, 10 games, 70% from the free throw line. Holy shit. He was pretty good.
He played decent in the playoffs his first time out.
Got 2 rounds out of it. Next time, 13.9 points. We gone down a little bit. 7.1 rebounds, 6 assists, 62% from the field in 12 games, 57% from the line.
How many shots a game is that?
He took 9.7. So he went from 12.5 to 9.7 from first playoffs to second playoffs. And then there was the 2021 campaign where he went 11.9, 7.9, 8.8. Those are good. 62% from the field, 34% from the free throw line. 34 on 6 attempts. Good Lord.
Less than his annual salary from the free throw line.
He's been good, man. He just is not anymore.
No. He's gonna resume his career at the levels he's established prior to being injured.
3-time All-Star
4 years ago.
All NBA in 2020. 2-time All Defense. Rookie of the Year. Waz, does this do anything for you? 2020 steals champ. Had the most steals one season. You know,
Zach.
Yeah,
it was the pandemic year, but
he steals.
This man.
That's his number one attribute.
This man has not made a single identifiable improvement to his game in his whole career, and he got $200 million for his trouble.
Good agent.
Shouts to Rich Paul.
All right, we're going to go to the Patreon now. Patreon.com/countthedings. We are going to discuss not the Simmons watch. We are going to discuss Zion Williamson is holding the dunk contest hostage. All right, it's a Patreon edition of the Zosny edition of OG Pod here on Count the Dings. We have Zion Williamson last night asked about the dunk contest. This is what he had to say.
Do you see yourself taking part in the dunk contest in the future?
That smile.
I got to do my part and make the All-Star game. If I'm in the All-Star game, I'll do the dunk contest. But if I'm not doing it.
That is two-time All-Star Zion Williamson saying if he makes the All-Star game, he will do the dunk contest. Now, to be fair, he made the All-Star game last year in 2023, but was injured and could not participate. He made it in 2021. I believe is the other year he was in the All-Star game or was named an All-Star. He did play. He did not do the dunk contest then. He declined. So
he wasn't asked about it.
He sure was. He sure was asked to do it in 2021. He declined. And so Waz, I have this opinion. I don't think he should be allowed to be an All-Star again until he does the dunk contest.
Oh, I like that.
You want to hold it hostage? No, we're gonna hold you hostage with your accomplishments.
Till he beats Mac McClung.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm of two minds here in the sense that I think I respect the idea that, like, I don't want to be, I've made All-Stars before. I don't want to be a part of All-Star Weekend unless, you know, I've earned my way there via my play, which would have meant that I was having a stellar season. I kind of get that. Mm-hmm. You know, also just selfishly, it's like, all right, man, I could use these days off to go, you know, have sex with porn stars, right? Oh.
They're definitely not around All-Star Weekend, so yeah, you can't do it then.
However, Zion Williamson, man, like, how about you contribute to the product of a league that's made you a rich man to accomplish exactly nothing? How about you do your part, man? Like, show up.
Company man was.
Funny enough, fewer accomplishments than one Ben Simmons.
Oh, man.
How many All-Star teams has Simmons made? 3?
Maybe 3, I think, yeah.
Weak East.
All-NBA.
But you know what? At least he's gone on record with this. And I think Zion's the type of cat that would honor this ridiculous pledge. However,
no, he won't. No, he won't.
Zion's not as athletic as he used to be. I'm not convinced that he could save the dunk contest. Duke Zion would have saved the dunk contest.
I think
single-handedly.
I think the Zion can still do it because I think there would be an excitement. With him, it's all about seeing his big ass get in the air, and he has so much power.
Watching fat people do impressive things, that's the draw.
Yo, who is it? The Beale Street Flippers? Who are those dudes that it's like a halftime show where it's these like 4 black guys from Memphis, and one of them's fat, and he's doing fucking flips all over the court.
Yeah,
he takes his shirt off while doing a flip, and people lose their shit. You're right. Like, people love watching fat dudes do athletic stuff. There was that offensive line, an offensive lineman at the combine recently who ran like a 5'2" 40, and he's like 360 pounds. People love that shit, man. Like, I think this is way more problematic than Anthony Edwards saying, that's the All-Star game. We don't got to try. I think this is bullshit. I think it's a bullshit move by Zion. You've been an All-Star twice.
So when he makes the All-Star team again and then does not do the dunk contest,
the blueprint's there. You know why he won't get killed for it as much as he should? LeBron, 1 year on TV. Hey, I'm going to do it next year. And then we've never seen him close to the dunk. I don't even know if he showed up the next year to watch the dunk contest.
He did the McDonald's All-American game, though, didn't he?
That was in the first Bush administration.
No, I'm trying to remember if he's ever participated
in any dunk contest
whatsoever.
Yeah. Mission accomplished. We got LeBron in the dunk contest. We got
him. We got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah. We got him.
Yeah, I think he did do the McDonald's dunk contest. I have a big memory of that. If he doesn't
show up, it's definitely going to be the fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. You can't fool me, then fool me again.
This is back in 2015, or no, maybe it was 2014. It was 2014, late 2014. Well, I went on like this like work trip. I was following the Wolves for like a week or a week and a half or something like that. And I was talking to like Zach LaVine. I was talking to Andrew Wiggins and talking to these guys about doing the dunk contest. Cause at the time it was like, oh shit, I think we're going to have Wig. We're going to have Aaron Gordon. We're going to have Zach LaVine. Like this could be the all-time dunk contest. Right. So I started like, doing a story on that in like October, November, something like that. And I talked to Zach LaVine. He's like, oh man, like you, like the stuff, like, I'm athletic. I do dunks, but the stuff Wiggins does in practice, just like messing around, like it's crazy. Like Zach LaVine is in awe of him, right? But go and ask Andrew Wiggins. I was actually in Brooklyn when I had this conversation with him. I go and ask Wig. I'm like, hey, dunk contest. You've obviously been in a bunch of them before. If you get, he's like, I've been in one. I was like, oh, you only been in one? I was like, that one that's like, it's like you and Aaron Gordon, all these guys like from high school. Yeah. He's like, yeah. I was like, oh shit. Okay. He goes, I was like, so what'd you think? Like, you've only done the one. That's crazy to me. He was like, yeah, I lost. I'm like, oh, so like, you done with them? He's like, yeah, I don't want to, I'm not doing that. I'm like, you fucking rookie. And you're like, I'm not doing this shit. I'm like, because he lost one in high school.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. And I think that, look, I don't want to be the old man yelling at a cloud, but.
Nah, he's soft. He's soft for that.
But it's the whole generation now. It's just like, we ain't got to do that.
Yeah, they really take it for granted that guys are just going to get paid forever for just being NBA players. And not understanding this kind of buy-in is what built a fucking fan base, the foundation for all the riches that you and your family get to enjoy. Somebody, I mean, and I don't know that I don't know, right. Tell Adam Silver that. The dude running around town like a $2 hooker in
guys,
Las
it would be
Vegas.
great if you guys competed in the All-Star game tonight. I would really appreciate if you gave your effort. That's what I'd like.
Scored more points. It's a lack of leadership. It's a lack of vision. It's a lack of, these guys don't get the urgency. The deals always go up. Everybody always makes more than the generation before. They think this shit is just a given.
Yeah.
And so guys like Wiggins can just, and I guess Wiggins will have earned like $300 million.
Yeah. Dude, he's paid out for good.
He's doing all right.
Yeah.
$300 million in salary, in NBA salary, bro. His rookie deal was probably 40 something. The extension was like another 150.
Yeah, I got it right here. He's got counting or through last year, he had already made 172. And then he's got 24 this year, 26 the next year, 28 the year after that, and then a player option for 30. So yeah, you're looking at 300 off the rip. Yeah. If he never plays past that contract.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, he's picking up that $30 million option in 2026.
I do want to ask you guys though, what would be the ideal dunk contest next year? Like if I gave you guys each 2 players that you'd want to see in the dunk contest, who would you put up there?
And Edwards, Ja Morant,
Zion. I do think Zion needs to be in it. Like I think he would bring crazy competition to it.
I'd like to see Jalen Green. He's got hops.
Yeah. Oscar Thompson.
Yeah. The Thompson. Shaden Sharp.
Oh, Shaden Sharp for sure. Shaden Sharp needs to be in it. Yeah. No, this is the thing. Everyone's saying, oh, the dunk contest. No, the dunkers are there.
We got dunkers.
Just nobody wants to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Make them do it. Make it contingent.
Toppin's kid brother, we're not getting him from the Westchester Knicks again to do this. This is
he got robbed though. He got robbed of that first dunk score.
Oh my god, by far the best dunks easily.
Yeah. Also, you know what? We can have whatever dunkers are there. Like whoever ends up, just no more. I jumped over this dude, but actually what I did was push off of him I pushed off of him, and
but it's Shaq
for sure. And I don't doubt that it's difficult to do. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look cool in any way. I don't care
how. As a big person who's been jumped at before, it's pretty unrewarding.
Or
I don't care
this?
I don't care how 6'1" and white you are.
Why don't you get somebody to actually contest the shot?
That's
the blocker slam ball style?
Yeah, yes. Do that.
Just get Jackson Hayes out there, pogo sticking.
Yes, you need people who like you're okay with them getting hurt.
Yeah.
Jackson Hayes.
They're sacrificing their body for the dunk contest.
Smacked Biombo.
Yeah.
Every big stiff in the league. Yeah.
Orlando Robinson from Miami. Taco Fall. Yeah.
Let's get Taco's big ass out there.
Get Poku out there.
The Stars will do it if they get to dunk on Poku. I guarantee it. LeBron will go do it if you put Poku out there to dunk on him.
Oh, y'all got Poku out there?
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's.
By the way, before we get out of here, speaking of LeBron,
careful, Was. Team clutch.
No, this will be pro. This will be pro LeBron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it won't be pro. It's just.
But it's fine. Paywall. Yeah.
It's just funny. Not sure if I'm gonna be playing. Semi-retirement. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Not even a week later, Windhorse is like he's seeking a 3-year max extension with the Lakers.
Of course. This is
the
thing people have to realize. This is the thing people have to realize. Okay,
it's hilarious. He's hilarious.
His next goal, it's not playing with his kid. His next goal is owning the Las Vegas LeBrons. Okay, that is his next goal.
Money.
Every bit of $50-60 million a year goes towards that.
Bruh, that is the funniest shit that happened
All-Star
weekend.
Is he a lock for that? Is there any doubt that he will be running?
That's why he's doing all the campaigning.
No, he's not. That's the thing.
He's not a lock. That's why he's doing all the campaigning. Just like Bronny's not a lock for the NBA. That's why he did all that fucking campaigning. Mm-hmm. But now the kid's averaging 6 points.
He had a heart attack.
So stop hooping.
No, all right.
If you don't want me to critique your game,
do it for the Zosny edition.
Stop hooping. Nobody told you to keep hooping.
Thanks for subscribing to the Patreon.
Your dad's a billionaire. Stop hooping.
How do I make that the title, even though the fucking episode's over? God damn it!
Zach, stop put the ball down. Stop hooping.
Stop hooping. Your dad's a billionaire.
Stop hooping. Your dad's a billionaire. Succession.